Welcome to Rising Above Shadows of Abuse. Rasa. Your host, Grace Offer. Our next newsreel is from The Guardian, Australian news. The 40-year-old had a medical condition where people exhibit sexual behavior during sleep, court heard. Story dated 30th of January 2025 by Australian Associated Press. The jurors have acquitted a man diagnosed with sexsomnia of rape. On Thursday, Timothy Malcolm Rowland, 40, was found not guilty of having non-consensual sex with a woman at his Sydney apartment on 26th of August 2022, after the pair spent a night out together. The 40-year-old told the 7-day jury trial he was experiencing an episode of sexsomnia, a medical condition where people exhibit sexual behavior during sleep. The not guilty verdict came hours after jurors sent a series of questions to Judge John Pickering at Sydney's Down Centre Court. One inquiry of concern to the judge regarded the consequences of committing crimes while a person was unconscious. This is a really dangerous logic, the judge said. A jury should not be determining a case based on laws which were in place, but instead on the current laws, he warned. Doing this would be unfair on any accused, he said. Someone could not be found guilty of a crime they did unconsciously, Pickering said. We are not about to punish people for acts that they have no lawful control over. There were no current laws, rules, or regulations about having sexsomnia or doing something while having the medical condition, the judge said. No laws about that exist. There are no criminal offenses about that exist. And it's not for you to create the law. Rowland and the woman went drinking at a cocktail bar in the inner city, Darlinghurst, on the night of the alleged rape. Returning to his apartment about 1 a.m., the jury heard during the trial. Once there, they drank some more and took a naked bath together before the woman fell asleep in Rowland's bed, the parties agreed. About 6 a.m., the woman allegedly woke up to find Rowland having sex with her before she pushed him off, jumped out of the bed, and left the apartment. There was no dispute during the trial that Rowland had sexsomnia. But the issue before the jury was whether he was having an episode at the time of the alleged rape or whether he was awake. It was also not in dispute that the woman was asleep when Rowland began having sex with her. Earlier on Thursday, the jury asked what sort of evidence there could be to prove someone was awake. And if there was insufficient evidence, why the case prosecuted and why it did come before a jury. Pickering said it was none of his business why the Director of Public Prosecutions had decided to pursue the case in court. It was also not the jury's responsibility to wonder about these things. Instead, he urged them to look at the evidence before them and determine whether the alleged rape had been proved beyond reasonable doubt. Determining a verdict was a cold analytical process. We should not be concerned with how the alleged victim or the community may feel, he said. Wow, this is indeed a tough one. There are no laws in Australia regarding sexsomnia. Determining a verdict has to do with the evidence before the jury. And if there is insufficient evidence, what can you do? Nothing. Definitely the accused will be acquitted. Listeners and viewers, what do you think about this particular newsreel? Leave your comments via social media handles, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or via email address risingaboveshadowsofabuse@gmail.com. Thank you.